Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me, LSP, and it's time to discuss the Connors. Are you ready? Let's talk about the last episode. Quick update. They are working on getting the money and everything worked out with the crew so that we will have season 2 of the Connors, the spinoff of the now defunct Roseanne sitcom. Okay? Alrighty, y'all, so let's get right at this. The name of this episode was We Continue to Truck, based off of the first episode. We keep trucking, keep on trucking, or something like that. Alright, so there were 3 stories. There was the A story, which I thought was Peter and Jackie. The B story, Will Darlene Move? And the C story, Becky and Emilio. So it's all about our Connor women. And then, I don't know, we called Jackie a Connor woman because she's been around so long, but Jackie's a Harris. Alright, so let's get right at this. Our A story, Jackie and Peter. Jackie and Peter break up. Oh, am I so happy for that. I hated that relationship. I don't like to see a man treat a woman the way Peter treated Jackie, and he was always just so condescending, so smug. But anyway, so Peter comes home one day. Jackie is dragging this big thing of laundry out of the room, and he's like, oh my God, you finally did it. And she's like, what? He's like, you killed Bev. And she's like, oh, this is not Bev. But think about it, y'all. We haven't seen Bev all season. Where is Bev? But anyway, that was their joke. But nothing else was really a joking matter between Peter and Jackie after this. So anyway, they make the joke, and then Jackie starts to get, going through his laundry. He's turning in his laundry, and she holds up a bra. And he's like, oh, that is a medieval breast bag. And Jackie's like, why would you have a woman's bra in your bag? And dude came up with all these excuses. Well, if you're going to say I'm cheating, I may as well do it. I mean, every cliche you can think of, just pointing to this guy saying, yeah, you're a cheater. So anyway, don't forget that Jackie's been taking care of this guy, right? So she gets their phone bill. And what's all over his phone bill? A strange number. So Jackie calls the number. And, the lady says, oh yeah, talking about the breast bags. Oh yeah, my boyfriend must have picked that up by mistake. My boyfriend. So he comes home, and Jackie has already started drinking, and she questions him about it. And she tells him, next time you're going to be a cheater, maybe you should pay your own phone bill or something like that. And then she beats the crap out of him with a towel. I mean, she beat him with the towel. So then Jackie runs off, and she goes to the lunchbox. I've been wondering since, this season, since this series rebooted, what happened to the lunchbox? Remember the Langford lunchbox? Jackie and Roseanne owned it together. Their mom was a silent partner. Anyway, she went back to the lunchbox. It's now a Chinese restaurant, but Jackie's just like, hey, I used to own this place, so she's hanging out in there. Well, the cops call Dan, because it's a small little town. They call Dan and tell him, come and get her. So Dan and Darlene go to pick Jackie up at the Chinese restaurant. Basically, Jackie finally has her Florida Evans moment. Y'all know the Florida Evans moment? Damn. When she drops the punch bowl and damn when James died. Yeah, Jackie finally had that moment where she really was like, I miss my sister. Now I'm dating this man. I was dating this man just to try to make up for it. Well, anyway, her Florida Evans moment was when she threw a alcohol bottle and busted it against a wall. So Dan and Darlene take her home, and she wakes up the next morning. She has no idea what had happened, and she's like, did I go to a Chinese restaurant? There's rice all over. So that was it. She put him out, and she's starting to move on with her life. All right. So then we get to the second story, which was Will Darlene Move? Now, at the end of the last episode, Ben asked Darlene if she wanted to move to Chicago with him. And Darlene doesn't know if it's a good idea. She's kind of thinking about it. Her entire family is like, do it. Well, the main two. And I hope next season, I'm going to throw this out there, I hope there's more of DJ and his wife and his kid. Let's go to their house, you know. But anyway, let's get back to the story. So it was she had talked to Dan and she talked to Becky. And they are both okay with her moving to Chicago. Well, lo and behold, who should show up? David. If you didn't know, The Big Bang Theory, which is the show that that actor plays on, has been on for a while. It's going away. So David may be coming back to Lanford. So anyway, David goes back to Darlene, tells her that he's broken up with Blue and that he really loves her and he will always love her. And Darlene's like, but I'm in love with someone else. How can you do this right now? But when it came time for her to actually talk to Ben, she was like, I can't leave my daddy. He really needs me. Can we table this? Can we put it on a shelf? You know, but it's clear that she's just kind of stalling around while she tries to figure out what she's going to do with David, which makes us, you know, think David and Darlene. I'm always team David and Darlene. So I hope they get back together. Not just for the sake of their kids, but for the sake of me and the sake of us and for the sake of them. I love David and Darlene together. We saw them together in the beginning. Alrighty, so we'll see what happens with that. The Connor story. It starts off, the episode started with Connor winning a writing contest. Throwback to the old Roseanne show. Darlene won one, and she didn't want to share with Roseanne. And so, of course, Connor basically being Darlene Jr., Darlene being Roseanne Jr. It's just a vicious cycle. So Dan walks in and he's like, oh my goodness, the ghost of children past, you know, because it was almost the exact same verbatim conversation that Darlene had with Roseanne about her writing. Well, anyway, Connor goes on to win the writing contest. It's published. She had written a paper about how the people of Lanford were basically rednecks and this town was just horrible. She couldn't wait to get out. So now Darlene has to explain to her that they're not leaving. So that was a little bit of comic relief, y'all. And then the last story, Becky and Emilio. Becky and Emilio are finally going to try to make this work. Dan and Emilio went to a baby store, bought all kinds of stuff. Emilio and Becky go on a date. He even made her tuna noodle casserole with potato chips on the top, which I thought was cool because it even made me make some tuna noodle casserole. I made one. I didn't put potato chips on top. But anyway, I thought it was funny. She's like, how'd you know this was my favorite? He's like, your father told me it was part of your white heritage. Then dude takes a bite and he's like, no thanks. So anyway, they're enjoying their date and everything. And then towards the end of the episode, Dan runs in and he's like, Becky, have you heard from Emilio? And Becky's like, no. He's like, downtown was raided by ICE, so he may have been deported. And Darlene's like, I can't believe this. And Dan's like, well, he's here illegally. So even though Dan understands Emilio and that he's the father of his grandson, he still gets that it's illegal. So anyway, Becky ends up getting a message from Emilio telling her that he was in Tejas and was going to be, which is Texas for those of you who don't know, and he was going to be deported back to Chihuahua. That was a funny one because Becky made a joke. She was like, Aunt Jackie's really helping you with your English, but Chihuahua is a dog. So anyway, that was the comic relief earlier in the show, but it does end with him telling Becky he will do anything and everything that it takes for him to get back to her and his child. So that was it, y'all. That was it for season 1 of The Connors. As I've told you before, I enjoyed it. Totally, of course, missed Roseanne. But I liked being able to see the other characters blossom and flourish and see Dan in his own element. You know, it was great not to see people in the shadow of Roseanne because her personality was so grand and it just, they kind of stood in the shadow. So definitely she was missed. I hated to see Jackie have her Florida Evans moment, But at some point, you know, we knew Jackie was going to have to break down and truly miss her sister. So that's it, y'all. I'm done with the Connors until the fall. Make sure you come back every now and then. If you're only here for Connor videos, remember I'm here every day. All right, y'all. Take care of yourselves. See you next season. As always, no fear and no regrets.
Quiet.